Hello everyone! I've been watching a lot of art sketchbook tours, and so I figured this was my time to show mine. Let's call this Sketchbook Tour 2016 Part 1, because hopefully I'll add more to this. It's mostly flowers and cute animals. This was a flower I drew that I saw at a garden that was actually very small. It had more veins, and I didn't get into that kind of detail work, but it was a good start to learn how to use this kind of paper, and using my Prismacolor pencils, I thought that was a good way to learn. My next one I'm a little more proud of. It's of tulips that I also saw at a garden, and I just thought they were so beautiful, and I took a picture of them. I usually work from reference photos, and so this was so much fun to draw. I spent maybe 2 or 3 hours drawing it, and I was so happy with it. I put it actually on my Society 6 shop, Sloth Florist, and so if you like it, you can look for it there. Also there is this sloth picture that I really like. Sloths have a lot of meaning to me. They represent a friend I really love, and I think they're really cute. So I drew this one with the sun, and it's a nice windy day, and I really like this one. I spent probably 2 or 3 hours on most of these. If it's different, I guess I'll mention it. This was my first attempt at drawing a realistic eyeball, a large one, and this is actually my husband's eye, and I took a very close-up picture. And I think the results, you know, it was a good learning experience. I was happy with the eyelashes and some of the reflection, but I clearly have a long way to go on that. The next is this sunflower that I saw on the street, and I just thought it was so pretty, and but I got kind of tired as I was doing the petals. There's so many individual petals that and they're kind of similar, so they were less interesting to me, and so it became a little cartoon-like, but I'm still happy. It was a learning experience. This lily is actually another one I'm proud of. It's also in my shop, and it's yellow and pink, and it was such a gorgeous flower. I was really excited to draw this one. Whenever I see a flower I like, I take a picture, and so this one I think I might have even done the same day, and I think I spent about 2 or 3 hours on this one, usually while watching shows, well, with the sound on and just focusing on the drawing. This is, I forget the name of this flower. It was really small and very bright, and again, I got bored by all the petals, but it was fun to do the color transitions, and I didn't mind that, you know, it's kind of not my favorite. The next is a landscape that I saw in a park, and sometimes to limit the scale, I'll use an index card just to give a square, but I'm not so picky, so it is a little crooked. But I was happy with the way this came out, and I did do a watercolor version afterwards. This was something I saw on a street somewhere, and I thought these hydrangeas were so pretty, and I wanted to play with color and try a more impressionistic style, so that's what I did. I didn't spend a very long time on it. It was kind of sketchy and just fun to play with color. This also was more of an experiment. It was a tulip that was very dramatic looking, and I just wanted to try something new, and that's what this is. I went back to a more realistic attempt with this rosebud. I focused very hard on the leaves. I liked adding some reds to it and highlights, and the rosebud was actually also very tiny in person, so it's fun to work with details on a larger scale. These cacti, I actually saw them, I thought they were so cute. And there's someone I know who just loves cactuses, and so I wanted to make sure that I drew it, and then, so I drew it for her, basically, and she liked it. I think they're cute. I really like drawing the little fuzzy bits on the edge, and I don't know, I think this actually kind of looks like food in a weird way, but I didn't know how to do the gravel. This was a landscape that I started to draw here, and then I realized I would actually prefer to try it in watercolor, and so I did. Maybe sometime I'll do a watercolor tour. If you're interested in that, let me know. This is a tree, and I sat, I don't know, maybe a half hour in front of a tree, and I tried drawing it in person at first, and then I took a picture, and when I came home I tried again. And for this one I wanted to try some unusual colors, so like some purple in the grass and also in the bark. So I was happy with that as a small sketch. And then next was a landscape I saw that I thought was so beautiful, and I took the picture a while ago and I just thought, you know, oh, wasn't that so pretty? What if I drew it? And then I did. Yeah, I was happy with the way that came out. Accidentally, I drew on the back side of it, and I think this is a hibiscus flower. It was much brighter red in person, and I took a picture of it, and doing the shape of it was very difficult, and I didn't get the color right, but it was a fun study. I have this little arrow to remind me which way to turn the pages, so I do it right. Here, this was from another landscape. It was these trees with these hanging stars, and I thought they were really beautiful. And so here I wanted to try some unusual colors again, and maybe another more impressionistic style. It was just a fun study. Oh, here, these were some pumpkins, and I guess a squash that I saw, maybe a couple squash, and I saw it in a grocery store, this display of all these beautiful pumpkins, and I took a picture, and then I decided to choose the ones I thought were the prettiest, or I thought would be the most fun together, and I rearranged them in my head. And so basically as soon as I got home I drew this, and this was another 2 or 3 hours, all Prismacolor, and I put it on my shop just to make something kind of festive. Same with this one. This one is a kind of holiday theme. It's based on a bird I actually saw in a bush or a tree with little berries, and I just thought it was really special and pretty. So the arrangement of the branches, it was, I mean, you know, I obviously removed a bunch of branches that were really there, but this was kind of the arch that was there, and it just seemed to frame the bird in such a special way, and so happy to share that one. Yeah. And then the last one is this flower, which is called a cone flower. Unfortunately, I don't think the camera shows quite as bright a colors as it is in person, and certainly not as much as the flower had in person. I finally spent some time on the detail of individual petals and worked on it. They're still not perfect, but I'm proud of the attempt. And so that is now the end of this sketchbook. Well, the end of what I've done of it. There's still many pages to go. So if you like this, let me know, and maybe I'll do a part 2. And also, if you like any of them, you can look in my Society 6 shop at Sloth Forest. And I hope you all have a good day.